Apple didn't become the most powerful company in the world because it had better ideas. It became powerful because it controlled something no one talks about: supply. In 1998, Apple wasn't a giant. It was collapsing. The company was losing money. Fast. Offices felt heavy, uncertain, like something was about to end. Ideas weren't the problem. Apple still had talented people, creative minds, but none of that mattered if the company couldn't survive. So a decision was made, not to hire another designer, not another visionary, but someone different, someone quiet, precise, ruthless in a very specific way, an operations expert. On his first day, he didn't look at the products. He didn't care about design. He looked at numbers, inventory numbers, and what he saw was a disaster. Apple was holding inventory for 31 days. In the tech world, that's not just inefficient, it's dangerous. Technology moves fast. What's valuable today can become useless tomorrow. He walked into a room full of executives and said something simple, but brutal. Inventory is like milk. If you keep it too long, it goes bad. Then he said the sentence that would change everything. Inventory is not an asset. It's a liability. And from that moment, everything started to change. This wasn't about improving the system, it was about destroying it. Warehouses, shut them down. Stockpiles, gone. Anything sitting still was a problem. Suppliers were forced to move closer. Factories were relocated. Parts would no longer sit in storage. They would arrive and be used immediately. Days of inventory dropped from 31 to 6, then to just 2. Apple became something new, not a heavy company, but a fast one. Light, efficient, precise, and slowly, money started flowing back. But the real test came years later. By 2005, Apple had a hit, the iPod. It was everywhere, but it had a problem. It relied on hard drives. They were bulky, fragile, limited. Apple wanted something different, smaller, thinner, simpler, a new kind of device, but that required something rare. Flash memory. At the time, flash memory was expensive, limited, hard to get. Most companies saw this as a constraint. Apple saw it as an opportunity. Instead of competing for supply, they decided to control it. They made a move no one expected. They put $1.25 billion on the table, up front, and made a simple offer. Give us your entire supply. Not for a month, not for a year, for years. The deal was accepted. And just like that, the market changed. When competitors tried to respond, they couldn't. They went to suppliers and heard the same answer. Sorry, there's nothing left. Apple didn't just build a product. It removed the resources others needed to compete. Not by force, but by strategy. The iPod Nano launched, and it dominated. Not just because it was better, but because no one else could catch up. And this pattern continued. Behind every product was control. Control of materials, control of manufacturing, control of timing. Even the machines used to build the product were secured in advance. While others struggled, Apple moved ahead, quietly, relentlessly. When people think about Apple today, they think about design, innovation, vision. But those are only part of the story. Behind it all is a system built on one idea. Nothing should sit still, because in business, what sits still dies. Apple didn't win by doing more. It won by removing what didn't matter, by focusing, by controlling, by moving faster than everyone else. And in the end, that made all the difference.